Oh, hello, hello, Spirit House here. I just wanted to talk a little bit today, not so much spiritual, but about business and some of the lessons I've learned over the years. Right before my 21st birthday, I started my first business after I'd worked in that field for a few years and it progressed really fast. I started my own business and I made the mistake, and it is a mistake, always a mistake, okay? And in very few rare cases, it might not be, but most of the time, it is a mistake that you'll regret later, is hiring your best friend to work for you. I hired my best friend to work for me, and I taught her pretty much everything I knew. And it was a screen printing business, and I had worked in technical, really high tech screen printing, hand screen printing, like things that were precision back then. You know, there it was so the registration and everything was so tight, and it was multicolored, and there were labels, and it was for Aerotech, and a lot of like Sun Microsystems and Adobe and things like that, and Microsoft. So it was like some of the things had to be like I printed it on microchips, but when I started my own business, it wasn't as technical. Okay, but like it was like specialty businesses that kind of had a connection with. Some of them, like Microsoft was a client, one of my first clients. You know, I, but it was some of the stuff was on a large scale. Like I printed the wall for the Seattle Seahawks on the wall, the NFL and the NBA walls, on the padded walls around the arenas in Washington State, and things like that. There were some really cool jobs. Like I had to have a 12-foot screen burned and made in my shop for those walls. But you know, I digress. I had an account with Alaska, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, it was so long ago, with Alaska Seafood Products. And because I'm from Alaska and I was in Washington State at the time, and my shop was in Redmond, Washington, that I leased. And they were wooden cedar crates that held smoked salmon in, and they were totem tribal figures of salmon that we were printing on the top of the wood, the cedar lids for these gift crates, right? And so I had an account for like 30,000 of these that I was printing red, primary colors, red, black, and white on the cedar lids because they were totem salmons from Northwest Native American Indian, design. And it was beautiful. And I taught her what to do, but yet I trusted her. And I told her to inspect every part as she pulled it out of the printing thing. But she missed a huge bug, mistake, blemish for 10,000 lids. 10,000. That's just pure neglect, okay? Not looking at what you're doing for 10,000 parts, and it cost me $20,000, okay? And I always figure in an overage for mistakes of 10%, but that was far beyond the 10% of overage. Okay, so I had to fire my best friend, and that was the end of that, as you see. But the morals to the story is family businesses. You're best to just remove yourself far from family businesses, because I also grew up with that. And hiring best friends or buddies to do your work, a lot of times they'll be lazy. They won't want to do shit just because, they figure, well, this is my friend, or they take you for granted. And, that was near the beginning of my business, and that was a hard, I mean, I recovered from it. I could hold the fort down on my own, but it was tough. And I had to eat that. And that's huge when you're just starting out. So I just wanted to warn people, you know, well, there's a lot. I could go way deeper down that rabbit hole with friends and entrusting them with stuff. People that you think are friends. Because let me tell you, you can be married to somebody for 12 years and think you know them, and you don't know a friggin' thing, and they end up trying to kill you in the end. So, you know, there's that. But just, it's not a good idea to involve friends in your business ever. And I've learned that. I've learned that's one of the many lessons I've learned in my life, being a business person. So I just wanted to share that with you. I love you all, and I hope you're having a wonderful evening, a wonderful Friday night, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.